So you're about to bring a new puppy into your home, and you'd like to know exactly what do I need to have before I bring in this precious addition to my family. I'll show you exactly what I think you should have, and my little girl here is going to help us demonstrate. She is 8 weeks old, so any puppy you take home will be about her size, maybe a little bit bigger. I like to let my puppies go when they're 10 weeks old, so she would be a little bit more along before she went to a new home if she was going to go. So here is a pretty comprehensive list of all the things that you should have. First and foremost, I believe very strongly in crate training. So I believe that you absolutely need to have a crate. I like to use the wire type because it gives plenty of airflow so the puppy doesn't have any problem getting nice fresh air to breathe and feel comfortable. There is a plastic tray in the bottom. Now it's very tempting to want to get a soft plushy bed for your puppy, and you should when the puppy's a bit older. But in the beginning you want to have just the basic crate because it's important to crate training. This one comes with a divider. This metal divider simply goes in here. The little hooks attach to the sides, and that forms a nice barrier so that the puppy only has this much space. I'm also going to put a link popping up right over here to a video I did on how to crate train, and if you follow those directions, your puppy should adjust very nicely and very quickly to the demands of housebreaking. For feeding, you're going to need a bowl. I like these ceramic bowls, 5 inches in diameter. The whole idea is when the dog is older, and they put their muzzle in there to eat, the ears flop over to the side, and the ears don't dangle in the food, because if the ears dangle in the food, then the dog wants to chew on them, and it'll chew not just the food, but her ears as well. There is another way to prevent them from chewing their ears, and that is with what we call a snood. Let me show you how that works. Now, of course, this puppy is way too young to have long ears that are going to dangle in the food, but it's never too early to start getting them accustomed to it. You take the snood, you put it over their heads. Notice that the ears are tucked safely. You can start right away putting a snood on the puppy when he's young, and then by the time your puppy grows bigger, they will be accustomed to having the snood on, and their ears will never dangle in their food. You'll also need a larger bowl for water. This bowl should stay accessible. Even while you're crate training the puppy, you especially have to pay attention and allow them access to water. You're going to need a lead and collar. I very strongly suggest the use of a lead like this. This is a nylon lead. Do not use, in my recommendation anyway, do not use those flexi leads, the ones that have the big handles and they extend out. I've heard too many bad stories about puppies that get themselves seriously hurt because it allows too much freedom for them. So just a 4-foot lead is fine. They'll eventually need a good-sized dog collar, but actually when they're puppies, a cat collar does very well. And you notice this cat collar is a lot more suited to this puppy's size than a big dog collar that's 13 to 15 inches long would be. This one even is a little bit on the big side. Probably something about 8 or 9 inches in length is appropriate for a very young puppy. You'll need some toys so that your puppy is occupied, also to exercise their teeth. Puppies all like the soft plush toys, especially if they have a squeaker in them. If you do get a plush toy, please be careful. You'll notice the nose and ears on this face are sewn in there. You don't want something with eyes or a nose that's going to come off and then the puppy could swallow. But they love to chew on stuff like that. These little nubby toys are very useful. This one's a little bit on the soft side. They love to chew on the nubby toys, and those little nubs get in between their teeth and help clean them. Also, something like this is a nylabone. It's a pretty much indestructible bone. They're not going to ingest anything. Please don't use rawhide toys. It can cause the dog a lot of harm. This will give the dog plenty of exercise on their teeth. You won't have to worry about them chewing pieces off of this. There are some basic grooming tools that you're going to need. The ones that I think you should start with would be a slicker brush. Now those little metal things sticking out look kind of bad and uncomfortable. The whole idea, this puppy does not need a slicker brush yet, she's too young, but if I just do this every once in a while and get her accustomed to being brushed with a slicker brush, what this does is it takes all the dead hair out, leaves a good coat, and gives them a nice silky soft look. A metal comb is also essential. Eventually she's going to get knots in her ears, and to prevent them from getting matted, you need to be able to run that comb through and work those knots out. This is a flea comb. Dogs do get fleas if they're in the environment. Flea combs are very easy to use. All you have to do is run them along the coat at a 45-degree angle, and because the tines on this are so close together, if there's a flea, it's going to come off in between the tines. You will need a nail clipper. I like this type of nail clipper, and it's really not that hard to use, but you have to be careful that you only cut the tip of the nail and don't get into the quick. There's one more thing that you're going to be needing, and that is a doggy dental kit. Normally you will get toothpaste, toothbrush, and they also generally give you a little rubber cup that fits over your finger if you prefer applying the toothpaste that way. So a dental kit, you get the puppy used to it now, and then if you brush every day, you will avoid big vet bills, you'll avoid infections that could possibly spread in the bloodstream, and you will avoid having to have lots of teeth extracted when they get older. And finally, if you have to travel with your puppy, the crate is very good to use in the car. If you're traveling by air, you'll need a carrier like this one. This is an ideal size, and it's actually good for adults, and it meets airline standards. It goes under the seat in front of you. Your dog is safe with you. I would never put a dog in cargo. So I think that's everything that you should have when you bring your puppy home. You'll probably wind up getting more things as time goes by, but that should get you started. So lots of luck with your puppy. Send me a message if you have any questions, and I hope you'll enjoy these wonderful companions.